Hello once again, amazing Blue fans. As always, like, share, subscribe. Now, let's just get into it. So, Michigan played Rutgers today, 3:30, and it was 42-7. I mean, what we pretty much expected Michigan to dominate the game. So I'm just going to run over a couple things, and I'm going to get into what really happened. So, Michigan basically dominated the game, of course. Rutgers got a long running play on like a reverse misdirection type play. And they end up scoring. But after that, it was just Michigan just dominating. Like we've pretty much done everybody the last 4 weeks. So we saw Donovan People, DPJ score. Nico Collins got a deep score. Higdon didn't get 100 yards. He had like 40 yards, but he got 2 TDs. One of the young receivers score. His name slips me right now, but he got a score. Oliver Martin got a score. So this was a pretty good game for Shea. Shea kind of got to throw a little bit more. But we didn't get out of here. The main goal of this game was to get out injury-free. Take care of them, get out injury-free. And now, I heard Metellus got hurt earlier in the week with like a soft tissue injury, so he didn't play. Lavert Hill had a concussion, so he was out. Well, he got knocked out of the game with a concussion. And I think Kwity Paye got hurt, I believe, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm not exactly sure. But besides that, it was just every week it's just ready for OSU. Now, Indiana, yeah, like I said before, that's a trap game. We have to take care of business, and we can't come out we came out a little lackadaisical today. I guess you could say that. But Indiana's going to want to ruin our season. We're number 4 in the nation. They're going to love nothing more than to knock off the number 4 team in the country. So we're going to have to come out and be ready to play. One thing I will say is when we throw the ball, to me it's almost time to just strictly go 5 wides. I'm talking about 4 receivers and then probably Gentry. Or maybe even 5, just straight 5 wide. Put out Oliver Martin, Nico, DPJ, Tariq, and Grant Perry, or even Ronnie Bell. Like, to me, it's certain sets I wouldn't even run with this team now because we have too many good weapons. I wouldn't even run the sets. I mean, I would run certain sets to make sure I have enough pass protection, but I'd be running a lot of at least 3 wide. Like, you would barely see me running 2 wide receivers. Like, there was a play, and we ended up scoring on this play, but I think it was a 2 wide receiver route. I think there were only 2 wide receivers out there. I think that's the play Oliver Martin scored on. I'll have to check again, but I would be running a lot more 5 and 4 wide. Like if I'm just really trying to throw the ball like that. Because the receivers are starting to develop and get it going a little bit more. So I would go to those sets to open it up to confuse the defense. Now, Nico Collins got his score. It's like Nico always finds when Nico gets his long touchdown, somebody always falls down or something. He gets the easiest 50 and 40-yard touchdowns. It'll be a broken play on the defense, and somebody will miss their coverage, and he'll just be wide open. So, shout out to Nico getting easy touchdowns. But there's not just much to say. I mean, OSU won. Michigan State played one of the worst games I've ever seen. It was laughable, the mistakes they were making. Like, they just kind of quit or something. And besides that, I'm just ready for OSU. Like, I'm just ready for this game. Like, it ain't much to say, but we still have to take care of business with Indiana. I'll make a video later on in the week to talk about their offense and everything, like always. But it's just that OSU game can't get here fast enough. But we still got to take care of business with Indiana. But besides that, there's not much to say. We played Rutgers. I mean, we all knew we were gonna win by like 30 or 40. So there's not really much to say about this game. We got out for the most part injury free, and that's all that really matters because we knew we weren't gonna lose. So hopefully we can take care of Indiana and come to play because they will be ready to play us. But hopefully we can knock them out early and get some backups in. Now, when the backups came in, Joe Milton and Brandon Peters, they both played. But Brandon Peters handed it off, and Chris Evans took it like 60 for a touchdown. So I don't think he even threw it at all. And Joe Milton's going to have to learn that this ain't high school, bro. You're not the best athlete on the field anymore. Not at this point. He may be once he's a junior or senior, but right now he's not the best athlete, and he's still trying to learn that. He's not the best athlete. So when he gets in, he keeps it on those reads and thinks he can make the whole team miss. This ain't that tight. That ain't gonna happen. Not in Big Ten play. Out of conference, when we play those garbage teams, you might be able to do that stuff, but you can't do that. Not in the Big Ten, not right now. He ain't that great of an athlete. I mean, I'm sure he's a pretty good athlete. He showed us in the Wisconsin game, wasn't that? But you can't just do that every play. You have to be a real beast to get away with that. And it's not even just like on running plays, like read plays. When you see QBs get away with that stuff and just really just dominate a game, they're usually passing. It's usually a passing play, and then they run when the defense is back in coverage and stuff like that. That's how you see Vince Young just kill people. And who knows? By the time Joe Milton's a junior or senior, he may be a Vince Young type and just can't tackle him, just dominate. But I know, and I've been hearing people worried about his red shirt. Honestly, who cares? We need to get him ready for this year in case we need him. The red shirt, Shay's coming back next year 9 times out of 10. So when Shay leaves after next year, Dylan will have 2 more years. He's gonna be the starter. Dylan will be the starter. So he'll have 1 year to be the starter, basically. And then Joe will have his shot when he's a junior. So burning that red shirt, I don't understand why people are worried about him burning a red shirt. He's going to have his shot, but he's like 3 years away from starting. For him to start over Dylan next year, in 2 years, he's going to have some hell of an improvement throwing the ball. And we'll see. He might. Harbaugh doesn't name a starter until like a week before the season starts. So Joe may come out and be the starter in 2 years. But that red shirt means nothing. I don't see why people are getting upset about, that's his second game. He barely took snaps. Who cares? He has to get ready. Harbaugh has to get this dude ready just in case we need him. Because we don't have any trust or faith in Brandon Peters. So if Shea goes down, he needs to have some snaps under his belt. So it's not just shocking if he has to play. But besides that, there ain't much to say. Defense played lights out. Shea got some touchdowns. Shea had like 3 touchdowns. Higdon 2. Chris Evans got 1. But it was just a complete game, and I'm just ready for these last 2 games. Indiana's gonna come to play, so I wouldn't just anticipate that being a 42-7 game. But the way we've been doing teams, it might be. The way we've been doing teams, it might be a 42-7 game again. But I'll make that video and talk about what to really expect and talk about their playmakers. But as always, like, share, subscribe, and Go blue.